Hey, Rick, company Radaustin27 back here, and I'm joined by is that my co-host? Is that Johnny J?
I'm surprised you didn't begin the video by going, "Hey, Zombros fans."
We're not in a
Ugh.
Zombros video, but we're collaborating. What is this? What is
I
this
feel
world?
like I feel like the dual com was dead. Like it
Yeah,
was gone. It was dead for a while,
yeah.
and then I guess JC brought it back, right?
He's bringing it back, and even Hutch does a little thing now and then where he interviews people with quality time with Hutch. I think he does those.
Oh man, I haven't watched Hutch in a while.
I know he's great still. He's still killing it, man. He's
hmm
just consistent, if not anything else.
It's the classic.
But we got to talk about something, don't we? Right? This
Nacht
Nacht Der
Der
Untoten.
I remember this was supposed to be the first map that we uploaded video of, and we're like, "Do we have to do Nacht? There's nothing to talk about."
I know, and it was kind of cool because a couple of commentators were kept telling the people that make these decisions, like, I don't know, we should upload Knock first, like maybe, and then they're thinking about it, and then as I was walking out to catch my flight, that person that makes the decision kind of turned to us and was just like, do you think it would be better if we didn't upload Knock first? I'm like, yes, yes. She's like, what maps would you suggest? I'm like Ascension, Moon, Origins, any of the Easter egg maps, do those first.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Those are the most interesting. They have the most
Yeah.
stuff to talk about.
Absolutely.
The thing is, you weren't just like walking out leisurely to catch your flight. No, me and goddamn JR and Adam were there in the bus. Like, where the fuck is Reed? We're gonna miss our flight. And you're just like, you're talking to the person who makes these decisions. You're like, well, we can have this map and this map and this map. And we're like, Reed, get your ass out here. I'm about to miss my flight. And if I miss my flight, then I don't get to my dorm in time, which they are tearing down the next day.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. You had
Yeah, I
like,
almost missed I almost missed 2 flights.
Me too, though. I was delayed as well. It was crazy. So as soon as like me and JR got on our flight, JR's lagging 24X if you guys don't know, the pilot comes on and just like, I can't legally drive this plane, supposedly. I thought I was supposed to be going to South Carolina, but apparently not. I don't get to see my wife tonight, so I don't know anything, but someone will be here. Click. And he storms off the plane, and we're like, okay. So then he gets halfway to the plane he's supposed to go, where he's supposed to go to JFK. They turn him around because the other pilot, we think what happened was he was over the legal limit of hours he could fly. But that pilot said, screw American Airlines, I'm just going. And so he went. So our guy goes all the way there, and then that plane wasn't there anymore. So he came all the way back. He's like, I'm back. But that was a 40-minute delay. So my layover was 45 minutes. So when I got there, I literally sprinted to my terminal, got back on the plane. I had no time for my layovers for this event.
Well, that was me too, except I was in Dulles. Which, if you've ever been to Dulles, it's a nightmare.
Absolutely.
And I was flying to State College, which is a really tiny airport. Like, they only take prop planes. It's really small. And so you had to go to a different part of Dulles. I had to take a train to get to my second flight. And I was also delayed. I think my delay was in part because of your delay. Or there was another... I heard something about a plane having an issue with its engine that they had to fix. At first, I thought that was your flight, but I guess not because you had that issue with the pilot. But I was delayed because of another flight, and we were sitting on the runway for like an hour.
Oh, it was so
I
bad.
fell asleep. I woke up. I'm like,
so
we're
lucky.
still here? But yeah, so I make it to Dulles. I'm sprinting to the train station, I guess, within the airport, and I miss the train. Just by like probably 30 seconds. Had I been a little bit faster getting off, or who knows? And I made it, but just barely. It was stressful.
Damn. I mean, the whole thing was stressful, the traveling, but it was fun. So if you guys don't understand, we're going to get into the Nacht gameplay, but we're kind of sharing our Treyarch story with you because there's not too much to talk about in Nacht Der Untoten, as you can imagine. I'm looking at like 9 cameras. I have the webcam, then I'm looking at the actual camera and all that stuff. I should pick one, but then you're over there.
Well, on my screen right now, I have 3 Reeds and 2 me's. And I'm like, well, I should look at the webcam because the webcam makes it look like I'm looking at the viewers. But it's like, I want to look at Reed. But which one? I'm bouncing back and forth.
So what was your favorite part? Oh, actually, before we get to that, why I was late, just to defend myself, is I was actually in part 2 of my interview with Jason Blundell, because originally we had some issues on the first part of the interview. So I'm sitting there, and Jason loves to talk. He loves to talk, and I do too. And there's so much in my brain just to like, screw the flight. Let's just talk with Jason forever. Let's just go as long as possible. But then that's like, I can't do that. And there's an Activision rep kind of just looking up there, and she's like, in the background, just kind of giving me this. And you'll see in my interview, I feel like I want to highlight it because I just keep going like, I just keep looking at that off screen, and Jason's going into this beautiful explanation about zombies and the passion of everything and this awesome thing, and I'm just sitting there like, please stop, Jason. Please stop. She's gonna kill me. She's gonna kill me.
So, she's coming.
Yeah. Oh God. What map are you most excited to play again?
Oh God. I'm debating right now either Moon or Shangri-La. The other day I got into a game of Moon and I did a round 50 speed run. I ended up losing Jug from the Spaceman at about round 36, and then I'm like, it's 3 in the morning. I'm gonna save this for when the actual map comes out. Yep. So I'm excited to do a round 50 speed run on Moon when that comes out. But I'm also hyped for Shangri-La because Shangri-La is just a classic. I want to do more high round runs. I used to do them a lot back in the day. I used to come home on like Friday afternoon, and I'd be like, all right, here's what I'm doing. I'm not going out. I'm going to be a fucking loser and just try to get to round 50 on whichever map I choose that weekend. That was my middle school.
Wow. Yeah, I was never a high rounds guy. I was always like, my middle school was just like, where are the Easter eggs? Where can I find some storyline?
Well, it wasn't about really the high rounds. It was 50. 50 was my mark. Because I knew if I can get to 50, I can get to any round.
Right, you're right. But it's just a matter of time, and it's so miserable.
And I would do the speed run routes. So I'll run in Tunnel 11. Have you ever done that?
Yeah.
That's incredibly fast. Or if you run in Tunnel 6, both are really fast trains.
They are, but it's also Black Ops 1. So Black Ops 3, I feel like you're going to love it so much more.
Oh, it'll be cakewalk.
Black Ops 1 was horrific when it came to the length of rounds. When you're getting to the high rounds, you'd spend like 1 hour just to go from 54 to 55. It was awful. Yeah.
I used to always record them. I have an old series on my channel, Road to Round 50, where I try to get 50 on every map. I never ended up actually finishing it. Yeah. But some of those late rounds I'd record, and they'd be 20, 30 minutes. They take forever.
See, but that's the thing. That's when you burn out on zombies. And that's what I was even worried about last night, because I was having fun playing Shino Numa mod on my stream, but I got to like round 32. And then the night before that, I pack-a-punched every single weapon. I got to round 40. And I'm like, it's too much. It's too much.
So what are you most looking forward to?
I really think Shangri-La's Easter egg is really it, because I keep thinking about that so much, of how beautiful it is in Eclipse mode, that it's just like...
Did you ever finish it?
No, we didn't. They all let me down. My teammates let me down. Milo, Matt, and JR. Boy, do they suck.
Mr. Dream Team. You should have seen this guy at Treyarch. So he has a folder, and in that folder are printed out instructions for the Easter egg. And I'm like, oh, that's nice. You had this in case anybody wants to look at the steps. He's like, no, this is for my team.
My team.
And he's like, John, you don't know this, but we've already devised teams and everything, and you're not on my team. And I'm like, fine, Reed. I don't want to be on your team anyway.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah. I was still shocked when you pulled out instructions for the Easter eggs. I'm like, you're kidding. This is the most Radaustin27 thing I've ever seen.
Come on. In his business attire.
That's like Lex being... That's like Lex at the Z house when Chucky wanted to play during... I think we were trying to practice. Chucky wanted to play, and the only PlayStation available was Lex's. And Lex was like, no, you cannot use it because you'll look at my gobblegums. I have secret gobblegums, and nobody's allowed to see them.
Oh, I love Lex.
And we're just there like, please just let us play. We need to practice. We're already the worst team.
I love it. And that's why he wasn't on our team, because they're garbage at Easter eggs. Oh, that was awesome. That trip was really something else, though, seriously.
It was one of a kind.
It was awesome to see all you guys and be in Treyarch Studios. See the giant wall they put up. So they have the timeline, and it takes up like a whole wall behind the Treyarch.
Yeah, they printed it out and put it on the wall. And they have so many little zombie replicas. So they have the classic wave gun, which I think has been around since the original Call of Duty XP. But they have a little replica of the Origins mystery box that I don't think anybody's seen before. They have a replica of, I think, the Shadows of Evil mystery box. Oh.
Yep. That one's bigger, yeah.
They have some
posts. It lights up, by the way.
They have like promotion. Oh, did it?
Yeah, well, you didn't get to see it at the Omaze event. We toured the whole studio.
Oh, that's
right. They showed us everything, even all like the concept art, which, oh no. So it looks like my thing cut out completely. My camera died on me. The zombie gods. Ah, God dang it. But what were you just talking about, right? Treyarch Studios, me.
So all the cool shit they just had around in their office.
Yes.
They have posters that you guys have never seen before, and I didn't even see until I got there.
That whole wall, right? You never seen that wall where it has like all those signed posters. They have like a holographic Mob of the or Call of the Dead poster that I'm just like, oh, it's holographic. I want it.
And it's like, not only was the studio amazing, but everybody there was so nice.
Mm-hmm.
And also just like accommodating. And
yeah. They were constantly just like, the YouTubers are here. The YouTubers are here.
Mm-hmm.
But it's different, though. Let me tell you, it's different from when I went for Omaze and before the other capture event, because there's a clear stigma between the multiplayer guys and the zombie guys. They really, really like the zombie guys. They'll never tell you, but you get the feeling like the multiplayer guys are like, okay.
The multiplayer guys have kind of been toxic.
They
for
have
a
been.
long time.
For sure.
Like, even back in the day when you have the big guys, like, say, Woody's Gamertag or White Boy 7th Street, and they were all the big names in the community, and they were the ones who, like, would go to these events. There was still a lot of toxicity in the community. Yeah. Not to point those people out as who are toxic, but like,
just in general, kind of the nature of how it went.
Yeah.
It was fascinating, to be honest with you, just to see how much they're like, are they liking it? Are they liking the maps? Versus, like, when, like, other times it's just like, oh, great, the YouTubers trying to
when
make
you went
money
when you
off
went
us.
on your Amaze trip, wasn't there a moment where they're like, oh, you guys are YouTubers?
That was David Vonderhaar. He's like, YouTubers, but then he learned we were the zombie guys eventually later on, and everyone was just like, oh shit, like, oh shit, they're super nice.
I think for the most part as a community, we get along very well. Like, I don't think there's anybody that has, like, really deep-seated beef with anybody.
Not really. There's little things here and there.
Like, there's little quabbles. We've had our drama on Zombros, but shout out the last episode. But other than that, I don't think there's any, like, major toxicity, and there's never, like, any situation where we're attacking any developers. Like, they used to give a lot of the old community managers so much shit.
Right, including Dave Vonderhaar. So I get it. Like, they would always blame him for getting
Treyarch. Yeah, Vonderhaar, JD2020.
Yeah.
Who was 402? I think.
Yep. See, but like us with Jason and Jimmy, like, it was never that angry. I feel like those guys.
Jimmy was worshipped like a god, and Jason's a meme.
Yes, very much so. Yep, that's a perfect summary. I can't say it any better than myself. But something I want to point out to you guys that when I was at Treyarch Studios for the Omaze trip, the artwork they had for the giant had the baddie symbol. You know, it had that symbol we can't talk about because of YouTube.
The windmill of fun.
Well, yeah.
Or not fun.
But that's in there. It's in all the concept art. That's exactly what they want to have in the maps, but they just aren't allowed to because they sell the games internationally, and certain countries don't approve of that. So I saw lots of comments very angry about that, but just like, you need to understand from their perspective. Probably it'll be back inside the next game. I can't imagine it won't be back inside the next Call of Duty game, but it'll probably be censored in those other countries.
The next Call of Duty game makes sense because it's a very period-specific piece.
Yeah.
And I could see you making the same argument for Kino, but at the same time, do you have to? Like, does it really change the game that there's not a windmill over one of the banners?
Like, I get you, yes. I get for some people, yes. It breaks the immersion. That's stupid. It's politically correct nonsense. I get that argument, but that's not the decision being made. What you need to try and think about prospectively, you're an Activision manager that has to make this call, right? All you care about is your bottom line. Keeping this number in, or this logo in, or taking it out is the difference between about, maybe a couple million in sales, if not more.
Well, Germany has very strict laws about this symbol.
Exactly.
And it's not one that you can put in a piece that you publish and then sell.
Mm-hmm.
So should they include that symbol in the game, you limit your audience to an entire country of 80 million people. That's like saying, I don't know, Texas and California and New York and Pennsylvania suddenly can't buy Call of Duty.
Yeah. And then you're like, whoa, uh-oh. Like, yeah. For them, from a money perspective, I get it. From a fan perspective about immersion, yeah, I want to see that stuff in there. I want to see it, but...
Reed wants to see that symbol.
Like, just from the immersion sense, but I get why they can't do it, and it's just like, you got to try and understand both perspectives. It's kind of one of those things where you're just like, it is what it is. That's one of the worst phrases ever, but it's a true situation of, It's business. It's just business. It's nothing personal. This isn't one of those like we're censoring it for the snowflakes. It's like we want to make money. We make money here.
It's a business decision. It's not a politically correct decision. I think
Right.
if they could and it didn't actually affect their sales, they would. No question.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, for sure. So let's talk about how you feel about the Wonder Fizz on Nacht Der Untoten, the Gobble Gums, and how it changes the map.
So the Wonder Fizz, I don't have an issue with. I think I would have preferred it if I got a Perkaholic and suddenly I had 9 or 10 mule kicks. But you know, I guess Juggernog is nice. I guess Widow's Wine is nice. No, I don't have a problem with it because it's one of those things you can use it if you want to, and if you don't want it, you don't have to touch it. And I like the idea of including many of the Black Ops 3 assets into the game just to create new things to do. Because it does present new ways to play it. I did a first... I guess you guys have seen this already. I haven't uploaded it yet. But I did a first round challenge on Verrückt.
Yeah.
And having the Gobblegums definitely changes that challenge.
Completely. And that's kind of why Revelation's first room challenge was so successful. People were getting into the 50s because you had everything you needed there. And you could just get stuff out of the box, use your crate power to upgrade your Thunder Gun, and you could get the Apothecary Servant upgraded out of the box, and on and on and on. And you could just run forever. Pretty cool. Like, honestly, it's like it gives you a way to play. But I see people get angry, just like, that's not my game. But just like, if it's the same thing over and over again, then it's just like, it sucks. You're going to get Infinite Warfare zombies. You're going to get custom zombies.
Everybody holds Nacht in this very special place because it's the original map and it's pure because it has no magic on it. But it's like, let it go. If you don't want it, you don't have to touch it.
Exactly. But then you might argue, like, why am I paying all this money for a map I'm not going to play? I mean, if you feel so strongly about these things, why are you here? It's a game. Have fun. Like, you shouldn't be choosing between whether you buy bread this week or buy the DLC. You buy the bread. It's a game.
That's like the people who are donating to YouTubers and then in their donation messages saying they can't afford the DLC.
Oh,
it's like there's a slight problem with priorities.
It kills me. It absolutely kills me. But you wanted to talk about Nacht Der Untoten being overused at this point, and I mean, I know it's not the most popular opinion around, but Verrückt and Nacht don't do anything for me anymore. Like, I am very over those maps because we just have so much innovation throughout the years that I couldn't care less if we got another Nacht Der Untoten or Verrückt. I just feel like there's not much more to tell on those maps.
I don't have a problem with Verrückt. I still very much like Verrückt. It's Nacht that doesn't do it for me anymore, I would say. This is a map that has now appeared in 4 maps. Transit, or I guess 4 games.
Oh my god, you're right. It's been
Transit, the original Black Ops, now Black Ops 2, or Black Ops 3. You also had it in Revelations. This is now 5 different places you can play Nacht.
Oh my god.
It's a lot. I remember I heard Jason say, well, when we were deciding what maps, of course, we had to have Nacht. I was like, do you? And they picked a lot of these maps because they were critical to the story.
Yeah.
Nacht is not critical to the story.
No, you can make the argument Mob of the Dead is more critical than Nacht Der Untoten.
Yeah, and I have my reasons as to why they don't do Mob of the Dead.
We'll get into that in another video.
But they could have picked other maps. Buried.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or Buried.
I mean, Endgame is
or maybe
kind of
Buried.
a big deal. Shut up. Oh, I don't want to do Sharpshooter. I'm so pleased I don't have to do Sharpshooter.
That's true. That's very true. No, I just I get why they want to include Nacht. It's the original Nacht. It's their baby.
Yes.
But let it go.
Man, like, it just ugh. And speaking about letting it go, what about the Black Ops 1 weapons? Like, a lot of people pretty up in arms about them not being on the walls and stuff. I can understand the walls to a point, because if you have the M16 and the MP40 in, like, Kino Der Toten and stuff like that, why not just put it on the walls in the same places?
Yeah.
I can see that one, but they're still in the maps, and people are losing their minds over the fact that it's Black Ops 3 weapons. I like Black Ops 3 weapons and World at War weapons. Those are my favorites. I think Black Ops 2 weapons and Black Ops 1 weapons I did not like at all. But again, it comes back down to personal preference. So I can still be like, it's okay. Like, I can completely understand your perspective, but we get these handful of people that I'm seeing lately that are just so angry. Like, I just don't understand why you're so angry about the weapon selection in a video game. I
think the frustration with the weapons is more with the wall weapons, because when we had Resurrection, the original wall weapons were on the wall. And for people who've never played with those weapons, it's a lot of fun.
Right, you can just grab it whenever you want.
I would have liked to have had the sawed-off shotgun in Nacht.
Oh God, me too.
That's such a fun weapon. It's a shitty weapon, but it's a fun weapon.
And I don't know. It's pretty good in the 20s. I was still using it.
Yeah, but it's that reload though.
Oh, for sure.
It's not usable.
No.
In a tight situation.
No.
But I don't know. It just would have been nice to maybe go on the wall, grab an M16 or the MP5 or the PM63 and Nacht Der Untoten. That would make it feel classic. And is it that much work to bring those weapons in? I don't know.
Especially when they're already in the map, though. I think that's the worst argument is M16 and MP40.
Yeah, the MP40s.
They're already there.
Because what did they put? The CUDA in the MP40 spot? I think that was a mistake. They should have put that on the wall.
I agree with that. I think that was just something that they could have just gave to fans because the other stuff could have still been other guns. I think the Shiva and the RK5, R5, I forgot how to.
Yeah, RK5.
RK5 are on the walls instead of the M14 and Olympia, and it just
I would have been.
You don't have to.
I was disappointed though to go to the M14 spot and see the Shiva.
Right.
And the RK5 doesn't feel like a starting weapon to me. I think the starting room should have a shotgun and then a single shot rifle.
Yeah. No, that's
not a
classic.
3-round burst pistol.
But that is classic Jason challenging our beliefs, as he likes to do.
Yeah, I guess.
Did you say that in your interview?
No, but was it JC's talking about a formula, I think?
Yes. He brought it up with me again, too, which is he constantly likes to challenge us. I can't wait for you guys to hear what he says about Takio. About challenging us about our beliefs of Takio, because he was hated. He was absolutely hated in the past.
He had a good redemption, though.
He did. Are you kidding me? He's one of the coolest characters now. So I can see that. Let's get our last topic here with is this Sombros? I got topics. I'm running down a list. What World at War weapons or weapons did you miss the most that didn't show up in these maps?
So like I said, the sawed-off shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
The AUG.
Oh, yeah. I like the AUG a lot.
The AUG is one of my favorite weapons, especially when you pack a punch and you get the underbarrel shotgun.
Oh, I love that.
It's not very good, but it's still fun to have.
Yeah, but it's still, exactly.
Yes.
MG42 is me. Man, I want that MG42.
The HK21.
With double tap, too, I bet that would be a lot of fun now. For sure.
Oh, yeah, because that shot slow.
Yes, but once you got double tap, got better.
It was a real pain in the ass to use on, say, a map like Ascension, which didn't have double tap.
Oh, my God, yes, dude. For sure. It was awesome to use. It was better than the RPK. Was that what it was called?
Yeah, the RPK shot very quickly, but it didn't have as much ammo.
Right. So once you got the permanent perks on Moon or Shang, you were like, yeah, HK for days.
Now we're rolling.
I hope it's still permanent perks, by the way, for Moon and
I think it is.
Shang. It should be.
I think it is. I'm pretty sure.
It was in Gorod, so I don't see any reason why it shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
So, my goodness. There you go, guys. This is your Nacht gameplay, Nacht Der Untoten. I hope you enjoyed our reminiscing about the event. As you can see, it's just Nacht. It's still Nacht. Nothing really too different about the gameplay.
Yeah, it's that same 3-room box. Did you see Liam's video?
Oh no, I love.
Oh my God, it's amazing. So if you haven't watched Liam's video, go to Liam's channel, Liam for the Winter.
Oh, he's amazing.
He did a trailer for Zombie Chronicles, but it was like an old VHS trailer. And it has that old aesthetic. It's very grainy. Yeah, and he's describing the maps, but he doesn't actually call them by their names. So he goes, "It's got all your favorites. The small one, the not as small one.
Oh yes,
buried,
yes.
Not buried."
Not buried. Oh, I'm so excited.
It was fun. It's a good video. Yeah, watch that video if you haven't watched it.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, there it is. That was a week ago. It was the zombie love story I watched. That was beautiful. He's so talented. All right, we'll wrap it up. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to go check out Johnny J's channel if you haven't already. He'll be linked down in the description down below.
Go check out
thank
Reed.
You for having me on. Oh my God, he did shout me out. I'm so blessed.
I try.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and make sure to join me tonight at midnight when I will be streaming this map, Zombie Chronicles. We'll be doing Ascension at midnight today. That's crazy when that happens.
I can't promise a live stream. I like to sleep.
I do, but I don't. I love streaming zombies. Zombies is life. All right, bye guys.
Have a good one.